I've been on record. I'm happy for Matt Rife and his career. I am surprised by the special, and I maybe saw 5 minutes of it. It's not my thing. It's not for me. His audience was like, you know, young girls and middle-aged girls and older girls. And but what's fascinating to me is in this special, he's like, no, I'm for guys now. This special's for guys. And it's clearly like I've never seen someone so try to or piss off their existing audience to try to grasp at what he thinks should be a comedian's audience.
Okay, guys, so we got a clip of Anthony Jeselnik talking about Matt Rife. So Anthony's going to address like some of the things that Matt is kind of doing wrong starting out comedy. If anybody knows comedy, it's Anthony Jeselnik. He's really good. Like, all of his specials are bangers if you like dark comedy. So we're going to play this clip and see what he says, and I'm going to break it down a little bit.
I've been on record. I'm happy for Matt Rife and his career. I am surprised by the special, and I maybe saw 5 minutes of it. It's not my thing. It's not for me. His audience was like, you know, young girls and middle-aged girls and older girls. And but what's fascinating to me is in this special, he's like, no, I'm for guys now. This special's for guys. And it's clearly like I've never seen someone so try to or piss off their existing audience to try to grasp at what he thinks should be a comedian's audience.
That is so true. I mean, I don't care about Matt Rife. I didn't even see a special, right? Well, maybe because I'm not gay, I don't find him attractive. But I think the way he blew up was because of the girls. Like, they found him attractive, right? I mean, the picture in the middle does not look like Matt Rife, right? And you can kind of see maybe there's some insecurities there. And sometimes some of the things he says online is like projection, right? Because you can obviously see there that the way he looked before is not the way he looks now. He got some stuff done. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to judge him for that. You know, do what you want to do to make yourself feel better. But like at the end of the day, know who you are on the inside. And on the inside, you're ugly.
What do you think should be cool? He should just, and my advice to him was just be happy that you have an audience at all.
Yeah.
And be grateful for it, and you can play to that or play against it if you want. But he's so trying to like, no, I'm for guys now. I'm a real comic for dudes. I don't understand the defensiveness of like a 15 minutes of it. It's like him responding to his haters. Why are you mad at all? You made so much money.
Yeah,
you should be so happy. And I think a part of the reason the special is getting trashed more than you know others would is a little bit of a sophomore slump thing. Is that he put out a special before he blew up on YouTube, and that was like his best stuff that he'd been working on for years. And then he did some crowd work stuff that it's like in the moment he's good with that. And then this is like he's only had a little bit of time to develop this material, and he's putting it out. I think it was probably too soon, and I'm surprised that he tried to be so aggressive and upset his current fan base to try to get people who he is not going to get. Yeah. The Shane Gillis fans of the world are not going to be like, oh, a domestic joke, this guy's for me too. That it surprises me. No shade. Do your thing. He's still insanely successful, but I'm just surprised at the anger, whether there's any anger at all.
He got a little unhinged after the diner joke where he gets waited on and she has like a black eye.
I've only been to Baltimore one time. I ate lunch there, and the hostess who like seats you at the restaurant had a black eye. A full black eye. And it wasn't like, what happened? It was pretty obvious what happened.
One of his homies just says, damn, like, I can't believe she want to work like that, right? And he's like, I know, they should just leave her in the back.
And we couldn't get over the fact that we're like, this is the face of the company? Like, this is who you have greeting people? And my boy who I was with was like, yeah, I feel bad for her, man. I feel like they should, you know, put her in the kitchen or something where nobody has to see her face, you know?
And then the guy says, how do you think that she got that in the first place?
I was like, yeah, but I feel like if she could cook, she wouldn't have that black eye.
I wasn't offended, right? I'm not, this is a joke. This is a comedy, this is a joke. You're at a comedy show, right?
Nobody thinks domestic violence, well, nobody who isn't a scumbag, thinks domestic is funny. However, that doesn't mean you can't make funny domestic jokes. Is the joke funny? You can all pretend to be incredibly and clutch your pearls, but every one of you have laughed. And I don't know if it makes you feel better because your friend told you the joke or you laughed behind closed doors, but every one of you have laughed at a joke that you would not tell in public. You are allowed to decide for yourself what is acceptable. But what was a clear indication that there's no line is that there were more domestic survivors saying, I didn't mind the joke, or we have to learn to laugh. That's how we heal. Or there were some who were like, hey, I don't mind the domestic violence jokes. I just didn't think that one was funny.
Yeah.
By the way,
Fair.
Nobody's saying you have to think Matt's funny or any of us, but it's art.
I think he should just let that shit just happen personally and not try to engage in the politics or whatever it is and attack your own fans, because your own fans are those girls. You didn't get famous because of straight dudes. Like, I'm pretty sure maybe some dudes, they like you, like they like more your crowd work or maybe even your regular stand-up than most. I think Anthony is right. I mean, Anthony is the type of person who marketed himself as a certain character, right? Like a serious guy, like dark guy. And Matt Rife, his character was early days little fugly, but then later became a model-like comedian. Of course, the girls are going to pay attention to that, not the dudes. The dudes will care more about hearing the jokes than seeing your face. So once you start attacking the main base of your fans and they see how much of a dick you are and you can't handle criticism, that's not going to go good for you, right?
Some people would have been mad if it was the best joke of all time.
Sure.
But then half of people wouldn't have. And so the fact that he gets people that both want to come at him for comedy reasons and for like tattletale, you shouldn't say that reasons, and together that's a very powerful force.
Yes,
like comedy nerds and like tattletales together,
and a lot of ladies who didn't love comedy, maybe who just like his face.
I think that's the thing. Is like he brought in a lot of people who maybe weren't comedy fans,
right.
And now they're just like, we didn't sign up for that, and we were like, well, we do that stuff all the time.
I know.
I don't talk about the jokes. We all the time. No, but like when you get that big, you just are going to get people popping in.
Yeah,
but it's also an opening joke.
That's true.
Structurally, like it's like start with something soft.
Well,
start with something like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I agree, but that's why people think he did it on purpose. That's like a big theory.
Oh, what?
That he did on purpose to just kind of shed those ladies and show like I'm an edgy guy. Now that I'll get dragged online, I'll get some buzz.
And not to mention, he also went after, like, a little kid. Like, I guess, correcting his joke on Jupiter or some sort of planet. And he started to attack the kid and his mom, saying his mom is, like, a OF.
Matt Rife has decided to start beef with my 6-year-old child online. Yeah, you heard me correctly. My 6-year-old child online. Because everyone knows that my son is like a genius and he's really into space. I fiercely protect my child online.
I wouldn't post him online. Then if you fiercely protect him, I wouldn't post him, to be honest. If I had a child, I wouldn't post him online. That's separate from this video, but I just don't think you should be posting your kids online. That's just my opinion.
This guy goes a little too far, but we saw that on the Two Bears One Cave podcast that he did with Tom. He went off on certain things and how he can't handle jealousy and how he has to confront people.
Dude, I'll copy and paste tour dates in a comment section and be like, pull up. Like I'm waiting to fight somebody at a venue. I can't wait.
Okay.
Cannot wait, dude.
You gotta let that go, dude.
I know that's me being 27 and egotistical, but it's just like I can't stay. I threatened to somebody's grandma.
That just shows how sensitive he is, and a lot of comedians are very sensitive, which baffles me. Like, how can you be so sensitive, man? You talk about sensitive things, and nobody can criticize you, you know? You take it to heart, As of recent, we haven't seen much of Matt Rife. I think somebody told him to chill out. It's not going to be so good. You know, you might lose your main fan base, but maybe not.
First of all, did you have any guilt about the domestic violence joke? Which, by the way, I also thought was very funny.
Because it's a completely made-up story.
Like, that's the thing about this sort of entertainment industry. Like with Chris D'Elia, for example, right? He got quote unquote canceled. He's still selling out shows.
What are you gonna do? Told you. We're gonna hang out.
Hey, dolphins fuck me.
Watch a movie.
That's a real thing.
Take some pictures.
If Bill Cosby were to do a show, he would sell out. That's how crazy people are. If Ted Bundy were to do stand-up comedy after he got out of jail, people would go watch it. That's how crazy people are. So we are done here, guys. I'm gonna see you guys for another one next time. Like and subscribe. Bye bye. Oh, and let me know what you guys think.